Hey everyone, in this video today, I'm going to show you how to use PowerPoint's 3D models to make your slides a little bit more fun and exciting for your audience. And yes, this is a PowerPoint slide. With different transitions and animations, you can really make these 3D models come to life. To get started using 3D models in PowerPoint, you guys first must have access to Office 365 or Microsoft PowerPoint version 2019 or higher. If you guys have that, in your Insert tab in this illustration section, we can click on 3D models. From here, you guys can see that you can upload one from your device. Maybe you've saved and created one using different Adobe tools, or you can just go ahead and insert one from PowerPoint's library. So when it opens up, you guys will see their huge range of different animations or 3D models, that they have. Some of them actually are animated with this little logo up here that you see on some of the 3D models. So we can go ahead and insert one of each. That way you guys can get a feel for the two different kinds of 3D models that PowerPoint has. So we have our coral reef here that doesn't have that logo, and then our shark friend here who does. So we can go ahead, insert those onto our slide. Once they're inserted onto our slide, we can go ahead and separate them. That way you guys can see the difference here. So we see that our shark friend is constantly moving, while the other 3D model that we have is the stagnant version. So there's no movement there, but you can still go ahead, rotate and view it on all angles. So let's go ahead and move our shark friend to a different slide. That way I can show you guys a little bit more about these animated 3D models. So you guys are free to make them as big as you would like. You can move them around, check out all the different angles of the 3D model to show your audience the best view and to get them understanding all aspects of it. So from here, you guys can also change the different scenes. So let's click on the 3D model tab up here. And because it was animated, there are 3 different scenes for this shark. Some have more, some have less, depending on the model that you insert. So we can take a quick look at all of the different scenes that our shark friend has here. And let's just stick with scene number 1. And then let's open up the selection pane. So we are going to rename this model with 2 exclamation points first, because we're going to use the morph transition. And with the 2 exclamation marks, this adds a little bit of enhancement if we keep it the same as the next slide. That way there's a little bit more consistency and a good flow in between your PowerPoint slides instead of a big jump. So let's go ahead and copy this shark onto the next slide. So if we just go ahead and move him down here and go into our presentation mode, I can show you guys the difference without the morph transition on how these 2 transform into one slide to the next. So you can see that if we are on this first slide, it is just a really short movement in between the 2. So now let's go ahead and let's change the scene on this. That way you guys can see that difference as well from 2 different scenes. So we can go ahead, add this scene. Let's adjust him a little bit so he's exactly where we want him to be. And let's move him in between some of our pictures. That way we add a little bit of depth to this. Okay, perfect. Now, last step. And we want to make sure the name is still the same. So we can go into our transitions up here and click on the morph icon up here. So it will show you a quick preview, a nice flow in between the 2 slides instead of that big jump from before. So now we can go into our presentation mode and we can go ahead and check that out really quick. So as we move between the 2 slides, we just get a nice little transition between those 2 features. In addition to the scenes, you guys can also choose to not view any animation on these 3D models. So right over here with our scenes, you guys can click none if you just want to view it in one moment of time. So let's take a look at that with our animation or 3D model, that we put up here. So let's go ahead and copy this one into the slide above and add some animation effects to this model. So once it is on our slide, we can go ahead and change the position here and then click on the animations tab in our PowerPoint ribbon. So you guys will see if we open these up that there are a whole bunch of 3D animations that you can add. So let's just do an entrance animation here. You'll see a quick preview how it turns and comes up from behind into your slide. So you can change that if you want up here in the effect options. So let's just have it turn from there. See that quick preview, and in addition to the effect options, let's go ahead and make sure that this animation starts with previous. That way, when we get onto our slide, we don't have to click again to have this come into view. And then we can change the duration if we want, make it just a tad slower. That way we can really see the animation coming through. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at our slides in our presentation mode and see all of those 3D models and the different animations and transitions come together. So as we switch between slides, you guys will see that that movement happens really nice and evenly. And again, when we get onto the next slide with our shark. So 3D models do take up quite a bit of power for PowerPoint to use, so it's not uncommon for you guys to experience a little lag in your presentation when you have the 3D models. They are a bit heavy, so it takes a lot of power for them to run. But otherwise, that is it. You guys now know how to use 3D models in your next PowerPoint presentation, in addition to some different transitions and animations. These will make your slides so much more exciting and engaging for your audience. If you guys like the use of the morph transition, you can use this in any PowerPoint presentation using the tips in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sarah from Inkno. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, say hello, leave us a comment down below, and turn on those notifications. That way you can be updated when we release our next class point or EdTech tip video.